Alright, it's time for another one, ladies and gentlemen. Since the latter months of 2023, so many songs in the Lost Wave community have since been unearthed and recovered, and to this day, they're still continuing to be found by avid members. This phenomenon of solved songs has gotten so extensive, 2 songs I mentioned in my last Lost Wave video have since been officially identified. Those being Everyone Knows That and Lost With You, whose real names are respectively Ulterior Motives by Christopher and Philip Booth and Nothing's Lost by Global Genius and Chelsea Lanks. Now, I won't go into detail about how the songs were found, as that's not the purpose behind this video. This is strictly a part 2 to a video I made a few months back. I'm currently working on another project that's already extensive without life getting in the way of it. So I figured while I'm editing that one, I'll keep you entertained with a video with less muscle to try building upon. So sit back, relax, grab a coffee, some popcorn, or a protein bar if you're going for a jog or whatever, as I regale to you the sequel of 5 more mysterious pieces of music that have been lost to time. In 2009, a post would be made to the website Encyclopedia Metallum, a website created mainly to archive many bands which play heavy metal music, and its many subgenres. But the site is also used to post certain songs or questions about metal music to forums. The 2009 post made by Sled 1025 on the song identification megathread stated the following, quote, "Hi all, I've been going through my cassette collection and found a couple of miscellaneous tapes of songs I recorded off the radio, Z-Rock and college radio, back in the mid to late 80s. I've been able to identify every song but one, and it's a really cool song. Can anyone help me figure it out? It's driving me insane." One would think the title is The Fall of the King, but no amount of searching for that or googling the lyrics has returned a valid result. The singer sounds very familiar, so if someone can identify this, I'll probably end up feeling really stupid. But I've been trying to figure this one out for quite a while, and I don't think I ever did know who this was by. Nothing else on the tape is newer than 1988, so that probably dates it to sometime before then. It's definitely 80s metal and fairly heavy. I've transcribed the lyrics to the first verse and chorus. Thanks for your help. Someone here's gotta recognize it. Unquote. So let's unpack this. This guy recorded random songs on cassette tapes and stumbled upon one years later that might have either been recorded off a campus radio station or a station called Z-Rock, if memory served correctly. Now, for those who don't know, Z-Rock was a radio station based in Dallas, Texas, which played heavy metal and hard rock music. Now, I say was because the station has ceased broadcasting since 1996. Sled claimed that every other song he had recorded on his tapes, he was able to identify. Although he never elaborated on said songs, he stated they were recorded on or before 1988. The lyrics seem to portray a medieval setting, a common theme in both heavy and power metal genres. The title seems to be Fall of the King or The Fallen King, but typing these into search engines yields no result. So we've got an old school heavy metal song that has to be from the mid to late 80s about a medieval king being dethroned. You would think this search would be easy peasy. Well, it gets even stranger. In 2020, a user by the name Armador Thrash would upload the same song to Twitter on Ian Christie's page. Ian Christie hosts the SiriusXM liquid metal show Roots. Christie, being highly interested in the history of rock and heavy metal, was immediately intrigued by the song and decided to ask around. Christie contacted Z-Rock DJ Mike Payne, but he didn't recognize the song. There was another Z-Rock DJ by the name Pat Dawsey, but it seems getting into contact with him is almost as hard, if not harder, than finding the song itself. So as it stood, it seemed that Ian kind of gave up, and you can't really blame the guy. He's busy with his show and his own life, not to mention he doesn't owe anyone on the internet anything. So it's back to square one. The Lost Wave community has their share of potential bands who could have played The Fallen King, but none of them seem to really punch any holes in the mystery. Quite frankly, if you ask me, the only band that sounds even remotely similar to the mysterious band is Barren Steel. I'll leave you to look them up for yourself, as I don't know how many copyright claims the channel can take until it gets a strike, and I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. It's strange that a song of this much quality and effort put into it is just lost to time. The song has great lyrics, an awesome rhythm, and one of the best guitar riffs I have ever heard. I can't help but find it even stranger that not one, but two people recorded it from a now defunct station in the 80s before uploading it online. That's two people trying to find the song, meaning twice the clout, and yet nothing seems to be happening with the search whatsoever. But considering this is one of the most popular lost songs, I am holding on to hope that we'll find this fallen king any day now. Alright, a little disclaimer before I start this. This one really isn't documented much other than on a video made by Sakura Stardust, and it's because of that, most of the information I'm basing this entry off of is coming from her video. So Sakura Stardust, if you just happen to be watching this for whatever reason, I'm not trying to steal your research. I'm just borrowing some of it for the flow of my video, because I feel this song deserves so much more attention than what it's garnered. Disclaimer out of the way, here's the story. In the 1990s, the OP of this story frequented a thrift store in Akihabara, Tokyo. Here they would purchase a bunch of cassettes which were supposedly in a box placed next to the entrance. These cassettes all had titles and were easily recognizable tracks, but there was one cassette which bore no title, just permanent marker scribblings obscuring either a label or word on the tape. The cassette contained a plethora of songs, again with instantly identifiable names, but one song in particular would elude the OP, as well as many others online, becoming one of Japan's weirdest mysteries. This was the song in question.
definitely strange. The OP would go on to upload this song to 2chan, a predominantly Japanese website, in 2000. Then in 2007, it would be uploaded to another Japanese site called Nico Nico Duga, which is basically Japanese YouTube. Many commented how the song gives off an aura that to some could be seen as odd, eerie, or dare I say it, even creepy. So many Japanese internet users created these legends about the song, saying how it was connected to themes of occultism. Others concluded that the song released a curse upon listeners due to the song's ominous nature and lyricism. But if you ask me, that could just be chalked up to the song being in a minor key. But yes, the lyrics are definitely something. Now, other sites have tried translating the song into English, however, I'm going to be directly quoting Sakura Stardust translation as she knows both languages and I trust her judgment. Quote, "Where are you going? Chasing after the wind. Dead leaves, the color of the setting sun. Knock on the door. Sleep in a broken chair, the light glowing outside the window. Dream of an unknown town. Goodbye to you with a sad smile. Fly away to a distant country. There are stars spanning the departing sky. Touch the bluebird's wings gently with your finger before setting it free." Unquote. So yeah, the lyrics leave a lot to interpretation. The part where it refers to flying away to distant countries has given this song the English placeholder Fly Away, an alternative to its other nickname, the Akiba tape. There have been some updates since this song's upload, the main ones being that the marker scribbling on the tape may have covered the logo ARA, which stands for Audio Representative Association. The instruments may have been more or less confirmed to be identified, the main two being the drum machine and synthesizer, a Yamaha RX-11 and possibly a Yamaha SY-77 respectively. The former being manufactured in 1984, while the latter was in 1989, which gives us a rough bracket in which the song could have been recorded. Other than that, bupkis. The singer has been speculated to be a lot of women, none of which pull any curtain to this mysterious song back. I would go over each theory, but frankly I won't bother because there's a lot, and it just doesn't seem relevant. If you're so inclined, I've left Sakura Stardust's video detailing the song in the description. Not that she needs my shout out, but in case you just happen to be the small percentage who stumbled across this song and have never seen her video on it, or you just need a refresher, it's there. Literally, freaking Wang talked about a song that had been lost for over 10 years, and as soon as a smaller YouTuber made a standalone video on it, it was found less than a day later by that channel's subscriber. So, stranger things have happened before. Like I said, I'm not trying to steal content from anyone, I'm just trying to shed some light on a song that honestly should have been identified by now in my opinion. There have been many uploads of this song, the most popular being from 2013 on YouTube by the user Scientronic under the video title Intention Wait Forever. But before that, on November 1st, 2011, this same song, in better quality actually, was uploaded with the simple title Unknown Song by user Nikhil7. Let's have a listen. The OP of the song, Nikhil7, claimed it was sent to him years ago on SoulSeek, a file-sharing network used primarily to exchange music. The song was sent to Nikhil tagged as Wait Forever by a band going by the name Intention. So that's it, right? Why is this such a big deal if the song has a name? Well, nothing's as it seems. No matter how hard you search or how deep you dig, there doesn't appear to be a band called Intention that exists anywhere, at least not one that would accurately fit the time frame and genre of what sounds to be an 80s synth-pop song. For whatever reason, whoever had the file for this song gave it the unassuming nickname, which more than likely isn't our song's title. While not gaining as much notoriety back in 2011, through the years many interested in the song have commented certain observations that could help in the search. One comment under Nikhil's video stated the following, quote,
"The singer's native language is most likely either German or French, given the distinctive way the R is pronounced, raspy and produced at the back of the throat. In Europe, the languages that prominently feature this R pronunciation are German and French. How she sings certain words, and particularly her emphasis on the word different in the phrase, 'How I am so different,' suggest a French tendency to place stress on the last syllable of words, so most likely either French or from a French-speaking country, such as Switzerland, Belgium, or Luxembourg."
Unquote. That was where this one ended, as there's little to no information about this song other than the YouTube upload. But in March of 2024, that would change. As stated before, 2 years after Nikhil7's post, a user named Scientronic would upload the song in much more compressed sound under the song's apparent placeholder. The image accompanying the audio was of a cropped single cover of electronic duo Ceramic Hello's song Climatic Nouveau, albeit in grainy quality. This has become the most popular upload, as this image has been commonly associated with Wait Forever since. And it's in this video's comments section where one commenter would immediately gain traction. They would have this to say, quote,
"Big update. Wait Forever has been identified as Bad Intentions Act So Different, recorded in 1987 or 1988. Bad Intentions was a short-lived and amateur hobby project consisting of the Belgian sibling duo Maggie and Joseph Dupont. Absolutely no information about them online since it was a very short-lived hobby project and they haven't produced any music for the last 30 years. Audio will be uploaded on my channel in the following days. Stay tuned! Both Maggie and Joseph are shocked and surprised about the relatively widespread search for the song on the internet since they barely remember even recording it. So this is about as obscure as it gets."
Unquote. So 2024 keeps knocking it out of the park with these newly identified songs. Or does it? Notice how this commenter never elaborates on any detail whatsoever. Okay, let's hear them out. Bad Intentions, i.e. Maggie and Joseph Dupont, was so obscure that they have no information about their music project online. Then how does this person know who they are, unless they just know the Duponts personally? And I feel like if they did, that would be one of the first things they would be explaining, that they know them and that's how they know this song was theirs. Another thing is the recorded in 1987 and or 1988 bit. If this person knows so much, how is it they don't know when this was recorded? And of course they promised that they would upload audio of some kind on their channel. It's been over 2 months and still nothing. Now, I'm not trying to rule this comment out. This could be a Find My Mind scenario where we don't believe the first person who speaks up about a lost song, only to find out in the end they were right all along. But if you ask me, this has troll written all over it. There are just too many holes in the claim and it seems too convenient to be taken seriously. And lastly, there's this comment on a Reddit thread asking about this lead. Quote,
"There's no proof at all of Bad Intentions ever existing. Martin didn't tell us how he even found Maggie and Joseph in the first place, and the audio proof he sent matched the Scientronic upload exactly, except slightly remastered. It's almost certainly a hoax, unfortunately.
Unquote. I don't know what this quote-unquote audio proof sounded like, but judging by this comment, this Martin guy, the name of our instigator, probably emailed this Redditor the Wait Forever song, claiming it to be from Maggie and Joseph, only for it to be the same compressed audio from Scientronic's video of the song. Hoaxes and trolls aside, I hope we really find this song one day. Many have pointed out that it's kind of weird how the song's interludes seem to sound very similar to another song, The Model by German synth-pop group Kraftwerk, made in 1978. I listened to the two songs back to back, and yeah, there are definitely some major similarities in the music compositions. And you know how music companies are all over copyright infringement, so for a lost song to resemble a rather popular song of the same genre and still have little to no info on it is baffling, to say the least. Guess that just goes to show you how obscure this song really is, but again, I really hope we find it someday. Okay, big disclaimer. If you are not into heavy music, please skip this. I'll have 2 timestamps, one for if you want to hear the story for this song but don't want to hear the song itself, and one that will go immediately to the next entry if you're not interested in this one at all. This entry will be covering a death metal song, and if that is not up your alley, by all means, use the timestamps in the description. You've been warned. I know I've already covered a metal song on this list, so this one is probably overkill, but I really enjoy death metal, so this one particularly fascinates me, and it's not really talked about, so I want to be the first to bring it into a video format. There's really not much of a story to this. All that can be said is that a mysterious death metal song was uploaded to YouTube in 2021 by user Most Mysterious 90s. The description claimed that the OP recorded the song in 1996 from a non-commercial radio station based in Portland, Oregon. Again, refer to the timestamp if you don't want to hear the song. Alright, so like I said, there's not much bulk to this entry, so it'll be shorter than others. I'm just going to go through what we know. Firstly, the song was said to have been taped off a Portland, Oregon station named KBOO. KBOO, according to Wikipedia, is a non-profit listener-funded FM community radio station broadcasting since 1968. The station was made with the primary intent to play music that would otherwise be controversial or unconventional to the average listener. Death metal would definitely fall under this category. Being a death metal song, there hasn't really been any transcript of what the lyrics could be, other than a singular yeah grunted at the end of the recording. Though despite this, it commonly goes by the placeholders Your Sacrifice, You're So Self-Absorbed, The Most Mysterious Death Metal Song, and of course, yeah. The lyrics are as mysterious as the song itself, so if you're a death metal enthusiast and you're pretty good at making out harsh vocals, listen to this one for yourself. itself. A link to it, as well as every other song on the list, will be in the description at your disposal. Now, as far as theories, people have thrown some death metal bands out there, but the main one that I've seen is Napalm Death. Now, for those who don't know, Napalm Death is actually a really popular grindcore band in the metal scene, and they were one of the earliest examples of death metal way before its time, playing since 1981, which could easily place them in the time bracket that this song was supposedly recorded, albeit 10 years prior. But still, however, because of their popularity, I have a hard time believing this was just a lost song of theirs that they have yet to claim back. Their popularity is probably why people gravitate towards this answer though, because they're the first ones people think of when it comes to this kind of music. It's kind of like assuming Metallica made The Fallen King just because it's a heavy metal song and they're a heavy metal band. If you ask me, I genuinely believe whatever band made this is just a bit more obscure than Napalm Death. Not to mention, I don't think the mysterious band here sounds like Napalm Death in the first place. Another name I've seen floating around is the band Murder God. Now, Murder God is a death metal band formed in 1995 and based in Portland, Oregon, which coincidentally is where the station playing this song is from. Not that that matters, but it would make sense if an obscure band wanted to be played on the radio in their hometown to gain recognition. I've listened to Murder God, and unlike Napalm Death, I think they sound really similar in some places and a little different in other areas, but overall, listening to the vocalist, I think they could be a very close contender if it's not them. And that's it. There really isn't much else to talk about because this one is an obscure song, meaning there's not much coverage on it, which also means there isn't any information or leads pertaining to it. But I hope bringing this into the limelight will help others who are into heavy metal and have a better knowledge about tracking music than I do push the search in a better direction. This last one is probably the most beautiful lost song I've ever heard. Basically, all we have to go on are the OP's memories here, so this is what we've got. In late 1987, a song would be played on a radio station whose exact name is undetermined, but the OP Renee M claimed it was of German origin. This part's hazy, but Renee recalled that the song's name may have actually been announced before the song aired. Renee seemed to remember the band's name being something along the lines of The Face, and the song's name being something like Poor Christmas or Your Christmas. In any case, this is a snippet of what it sounded like. The very first upload of this song is again hazy, but it's believed to have had an online presence since 2001, if not sometime before. It was around then that the song would be included in a list on a website created by Renee M called Didini Devil. This website also houses quite a lot of popular songs, one of which was in fact found in 2013 called On the Roof by Johan Lindell. Yeah, so Renee M is the same OP of On the Roof before it was solved, if that means anything to you. Anyways, we don't have a lot of theories because what outweighs those are a bunch of already ruled out leads. However, in 2023, someone on Reddit proposed that the song could be called Why/Hear Me by a band supposedly going by Face of Grace. The band's name would line up with what Renee remembered hearing, having something to do with face in the name. The only thing is, Why/Hear Me is nowhere close to the title Renee said to have heard, that being Poor or Your Christmas. Not to mention the lyrics don't seem to sing the words why or hear me anywhere in the song that I could make out. And by that I mean by what I read on the Lost Waves' finest wiki website, because frankly I can't understand anything Bro is saying in the song. It's got Like the Wind, Fond My Mind quality that just makes one word sound like literally anything in the dictionary. And they probably have an accent too, which doesn't help. My incessant rambling aside, these observations don't completely negate this lead from being the song. While I'm on the topic of Poor Christmas's lyrics, what exactly are they about? Well, judging by what the Lost Wave wiki says, it seems to be a genuine Christmas song. Not like a Christmas song like Jingle Bells, but more of a song written for Christmas. It's got a similar vibe to the Christmas song Do They Know It's Christmas by the charity supergroup Band-Aid, if you're familiar with that song. If not, it was a charity song composed by a bunch of popular British and Irish musicians to raise money for the 1983 famine in Ethiopia at the time. The song itself presents the listener with the notion that while your holiday might be going smoothly than it ever has, that doesn't mean it's hunky-dory for everyone else, especially for those who more than likely don't celebrate Christmas. Poor Christmas seems to portray a similar message, possibly being a song released around Christmas time, which instead of singing a joyful tune about Saint Nick, challenges listeners with a reality check. Though as to what challenge that is, it's kind of hard to say. According to the supposed lyrics, a portion of the second verse and chorus say this, quote,
"There's no illusion, just fighting for a sight. They're living in confusion, just a small glance once again. I need her hope, or winter's hopeless. Forgotten face, this endless pain, well, that's just Christmas Day. Come home, come home, come home. They need your eyes of love."
Unquote. Of course, there's a debate as to whether the chorus is saying come home or come on, but come home seems to fit the song's message better, if you ask me. It seems very Christmassy to convince people to come home for the holidays, but on the other hand, I hear come on too if I make my brain hear it. Very Green Needle brainstorm scenario Lost Wave is. But ultimately, what do you think? Do you think Poor Christmas is actually a Christmas song, or just a song that so happens to use Christmas as a sort of metaphor, and it's actually just a regular song? And to close this off, what do you think about all the songs mentioned in this video? Where do you think we can find them? If the last few months have taught us anything, it's that no lead is too foolish to humor. We can solve any lost songs mystery if we have a mind to do so. So that's the video. If you want a part 3, let me know in the comments. I really enjoy these videos. Even if they stray from the usual darker themes I like to cover, the mystery of a forgotten song is a breed of phenomena that I can't seem to put my finger on. It's just bizarre. They are oddities that can't be explained, and oddities that can't be explained fascinate me as well as fit the channel's format. Let me know if you'd like to see more, and thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.